Chapter 1. The Noise Inside. Some memories don't think in words. They breathe through muscle, tension, silence. The applause was loud, but inside, Aarav felt nothing. He stood at the podium in a polished conference hall in Vienna, nodding politely as colleagues approached with smiles and praise. His talk on global financial policy had gone exactly as planned, tight, analytical, data-driven. His name was trending on LinkedIn again. Another win. Another bullet point of success. By all accounts, Aarav was living the dream. He had left Mumbai at 20 with a student visa, a single suitcase, and a quiet hunger for more than what home could offer. 20 years later, he had 2 master's degrees, dual citizenship, and a list of achievements his younger self couldn't have imagined. But as he exited the auditorium and stepped into the cold January air, a thought whispered through him like a draft. Why does all of this feel like it's happening to someone else? He adjusted his scarf, forcing the thought away. Back at his apartment, clinical, white, impeccable, he microwaved a frozen meal, sat at his dining table, and scrolled through his emails. Deadlines, compliments, opportunities. He answered them all with flawless composure, as always. But later, deep into the night, something cracked. Aarav woke up gasping. His heart was pounding. The sheets were soaked in sweat. He couldn't breathe, couldn't think. A low humming filled his ears, like feedback from a broken speaker. He stumbled to the kitchen, splashed water on his face, gripped the edge of the sink. What the hell is happening to me? His breath caught again. Then he heard it. A song. On the radio. In Hindi. A woman's voice, soft and full of longing. One of those old lullabies his mother used to hum when she thought he was asleep. And just like that, his knees gave way. Not from exhaustion, not from fear, but from the sudden weight of everything he had buried for 2 decades. Aarav sat on the floor for what felt like hours. His arms trembled, his jaw clenched, his chest felt like it was holding a scream that had never been allowed to leave. He tried to intellectualize it. Panic attack, cortisol spike, neurological response. But none of those words helped. His body was doing the remembering now, and it didn't care for logic. It remembered the night he boarded a flight without hugging his father goodbye. It remembered years of keeping his head down, performing, perfecting, never letting anyone see him shake. It remembered every fake smile, every hollow "I'm good," every moment he chose survival over authenticity. No one told him that loneliness could live in the body like an infection, or that silence could become a second skin. He leaned his head back against the cabinet. His breath slowed, just a little. Something inside whispered, not with words, but with weight. Listen. The next morning, Aarav sat by the window, watching the snow melt slowly off the rooftops. For the first time in years, he didn't open his laptop. He didn't make coffee. He just sat. Still, quiet. His body felt heavy, but not in a dead way. More like anchored. Maybe this was the beginning of something. Not a breakdown. A message. He didn't know what would come next. But he knew one thing. His body had started speaking. And this time he was going to listen. Tool from the journey. The body scan. That morning, Aarav learned something without anyone teaching him. Pain doesn't just sit in memories. It settles in muscles, posture, breath. Here's the takeaway from this chapter for you to try. Sit quietly. Close your eyes. Bring attention to your forehead. Then jaw, shoulders, chest, belly. Just notice. Don't fix. What are you holding? Sometimes, awareness is the beginning of healing.